favorite Khali moment, I'll go when he made his entrance and how he demolished the Undertaker. And remember how he destroyed the ring buckle?
Oh yeah, good lord.
And then another one that I did watch though, on a silly side, him and Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
But Khali, I loved his matches. The rivalry with him and Undertaker, John Cena. I mean, those were some good matches. The Royal Rumble, which led to him winning the World Heavyweight Championship by eliminating Batista. And there was one other wrestler along with Batista, I forgot. He yes. But Khali, man, freak of nature. 7 feet tall, over 400 pounds, just dominant. So those are my favorite Khali moments. BRF.
Um, and a lot of people don't realize about the great Khali. Like before he hit WWE, when he was in New Japan,
Yeah.
one of the scariest athletes you'll ever see in your life. Being his size, but yet jumping over the top rope, entering the ring, could actually run, footwork, just everything. Like he was before like the injuries and everything, and the size really took a toll on him. He's one of the scariest athletes you'll ever see. Like it was freakish. Um, my favorite Khali moment though, I think it's probably one of his like when you think about the intimidation factor of the great Khali. It was the Rey Mysterio moment where he did the the head crush, that submission for the first time, and like and his head is basically just engulfed. His hands basically engulf Rey Mysterio's head and just making the blood and everything just kind of like you could just see like Rey Mysterio just struggling. Like it's kind of like even though even though the Undertaker the rivalry the Undertaker really kind of put him on the map. It was like just destruction of like wrestlers, like running through them. But just that image of Ray, like boy, you didn't know how long he was going to be out after that. I mean, that image just kind of sticks out for me with him because it's one of those like between that and him like laying out the Undertaker, like his debut. I mean, just it's I don't think you could have established him any better than that, even though the run wasn't necessarily the longest run. I mean, they did a really good job establishing him as a monster heel running through Undertaker. But for me, it was that moment against Rey Mysterio where he did the submission for the first time and basically was crushing that man's skull until he was bleeding out of his mouth. Was just like I mean, just intimidation, domination, just everything about him just screamed like they were getting ready to kind of try to push him to the moon. And then yeah, like you said, he that battle royal on SmackDown where he won the world heavyweight title, really kind of culminated in that. But yeah, for me, just from an aura standpoint, yeah, what he did to Rey Mysterio, yeah, that's probably like my favorite Khali moment.
Champ.
Oh, favorite Khali moment. It's not even inside the ring. It's the longest yard. Him and Bob Sapp.
Oh, when he kicked him.
He broke my nose.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my favorite Khali moment, man. I
He,
like.
he, he, he did do really good in that movie though.
Yes, he broke up my nose. Like to piggyback off of BRF, and as I always say, BRF, and I don't just be boy smoke. You're one of the most brilliant wrestling minds I've ever been around. Because I was about to bring that up when it was my turn. It's a shame that we didn't get New Japan Pro Wrestling Khali versus what we got in the WWE, because the great Khali that was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, even the finishing move that he had what's next level. It wasn't just that one pickup and you just went down. He was sitting down with him, the sit down power bomb right along with him. So he was freakish. He was one of the biggest men that you ever want. It's like if you try to move him, he ain't going nowhere no time soon. I mean, that was special. That was special. But when he first came into the WWE, him demolishing the Undertaker, him not even being pinned. Remember the first year or so, he wasn't even pinned until John Cena beat him in that no holds barred match. He wasn't even pinned until then. Because remember, John Cena's first first win he got against him was he made him submit in the STFU. So yeah, so he was freakish, man. I hated that those injuries caught up with him. And as Vince has a habit of doing with Monster Heroes, he made him into a spectacle. And it was on downhill from there, because once a heel is made a spectacle, then it's kind of like that monster that we once feared is kind of made a joke. And now we can't, and now they reduced to like Muppets at a certain point. But so I hated that he did it. He should have kept him a monster, because that was his niche. Whenever you make your debut and he was so big, he made the Undertaker and Kane. I mean, Kane was bigger than the Undertaker.
Kane's about 6'8", 330-ish.
He like 16. He's almost like he's 7 feet. He's 7 feet tall, like 350 pounds at his best. But he made Kane look small. He made him look small.
No, I always thought Kane was 6'8". I never thought he was 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
He was 6. They build him at 6'10".
Yeah, still build him at 6'10". But he made Kane look small.
Oh,
and he got body slammed at WrestleMania by Kane, but unfortunately, he came out on top on that match against Kane. But I hated that we couldn't get the New Japan Pro Wrestling version of the Great Khali, because I really feel like if they could have got that version, it would have been a hell of a lot more better of a run. It was a good run. It was a good run, nevertheless, but I wish it could have been even better if we had that. But when he did turn into a babyface, it was always good to see him kind of dancing around a little bit and being festive, because, hey, it's always good when, the big man is kind of jolly a little bit, so that way he don't scare everybody. So we brought up that subject before, me and you, BRF, for how us big dudes, when we ain't smiling, the world kind of scared a little bit. So
right.
So it's always good to see, the big man kind of make everybody laugh and be jolly about it.